Hey. Hey y'all, and welcome to Clove Room. It is the 7th day of Clovemas, and today I am giving you a little holiday party, holiday event, holiday main day, main stage tutorial on how to be the hottest person at any given time during the holidays. That title could take some editing, but it is the 7th day of Clovemas, and I don't have the energy to give you a short and snappy title. I mean, let me try. This tutorial is going to teach you how to be the hottest person at your holiday event. A note on hotness. Hotness is not actually something... Well, we're all born with it, but it's not for specific people. It's not for celebrities. It's not for thin people. A hotness is something that's within all of us. Hotness is a choice, in my opinion. You choose to feel hot. You choose to walk into a room with confidence and say, this is who I am, and I love who I am, and I love who I am in this skin. And hotness is imminent. Hotness has to be instantaneous. If you choose to be hot, you are not choosing to be hot when you lose 10 pounds. You're not choosing to be hot when you start going to the gym every day. You're not choosing to be hot when you finally find a long-term partner. You are choosing to be hot in that moment, and it has to be in that moment. Because if you're not ready to be hot in this moment that I am talking to you, it's not going to come from any other thing that you may accomplish. It's going to come from within, in the moment. And I made the decision. I gave my life to Christ. I gave my life to hotness 2 years ago, when I just realized negative self-talk is detrimental to your health, physical, emotional, mental. Delusional positive self-talk is the key to life. Lie to yourself. Lie to others. I walk in and I say I'm the most talented person in this room. Is that technically true? Probably not. Do I believe it? Yeah, I believe it. I say at work all the time, it is such a burden to be hot and good at everything. The only factor that's stopping you is if you don't believe that. And it's not from learning something, it's not from losing something, it's not from gaining something. You're already there, babe. All you gotta do is believe in yourself. So that's the key factor to all of this. Being the hottest person in the room at a holiday party doesn't even really involve makeup at all. It just involves walking in and owning it. As Cynthia Bailey said in her first Real Housewives of Atlanta tagline, I like to work it and be seen. And that's the energy of being hot. You like to work it and you like to be seen. Yes, this makeup tutorial can help you achieve hotness. Of course, or it can be a nice accessory to hotness. But I just really want to make it clear, you're already hot. And if you don't believe you're hot, the only thing standing in between the way of that, of you and eternal hotness, of giving your life over to hotness, is you. Because guess what? You're already probably really hot. Everyone's hot. All my friends are hot. If I like you, or if I have interacted with you on the internet, you're probably hot. And that's the tea. But now we're actually getting into the makeup tutorial. I had a vision for this. But then I unexpectedly got 2 gifts yesterday that really rocked my world. And I still have not even played around with or swatched or anything. One of them was a new, this is kind of crazy, a new Pat McGrath Mothership palette. So my friend Becca, who I work with, the lovely Becca, she has a friend who works for Pat McGrath. And her friend gave her this palette because I'm sure she gets gratis and things. And Becca tried it out, and it's just not her color story. And she was like, would you want it? Because I wear makeup to work a lot. I talk about doing beauty YouTube at work. She's like, would you want this? And I was like, and I hadn't realized what palette was. And I was like, oh, is it like a quad or something? Because I'm like, surely she's not going to give me a mothership. And she's like, no, it's like one of the big ones. I'm like, it's a mothership? Not only is it a mothership, it's the newest mothership. Now, this is never a color story I would have bought. It's also not really my thing. It's way too pinky. But I am getting more into my femme side. And I am a lot more selective and more minimalist about what I want to bring into my collection. So if this kind of color story was in any other formula or palette and it was offered to me, I would probably be like, I'll pass. But I love Pat McGrath eyeshadows so much that even if it's not the ideal color story, I'm just so excited to play with these formulas and have a third mothership in my collection. Like, I wasn't going to say no to that. And these shades look beautiful. I know they're not the OG, like, special shade formula. They're a different non-baked formula, but I'm still excited to play with them. This shade is really calling to me, this pinky plum. I'm very excited to play around with this. So we are going to go with more holiday pink dark tones on the eye. It's still going to be pretty smoky because I do think a smoky eye makes everyone hotter, you know? And then the other thing is something I have wanted and I have talked about a lot on my channel, and my good friend Colin actually gifted me and sent it to me in the mail, which was very sweet. And they were like, I know you said you want to be able to use this now, so I wanted you to have it before your note, which is very sweet. We all love Colin. Go watch Queer Bones, by the way. They are uploading some wonderful content right now. They have a lot of great ranking videos. We created a tag together, the Gender Euphoria Beauty tag that's sweeping the internet. I haven't seen anyone actually do a video on it yet, though. I would love to see that, but I know some people are thinking about it, so would love to see that. But anyway, go watch Colin's channel, it's great. But yes, I finally have the Milk blush in Quickie. I finally have what I think is going to be, and I haven't even opened this. Like, this is the first time opening and getting it out of this box. I've always wanted to do that. And I will not go get that box. It's going to be in the background for the rest of the time. Don't let it bother you, okay? Don't let it bother you. It's going to bother some people, so I'm going to get it. Because being hot also means being nice. Anyway, I'm very excited to use this in the look. So I think this, originally I was thinking this would be a really sultry, warm tone look with a big, bold red lip. I still may do a red lip, because I mean, the reason for the season is Glossier Shift, which I've talked about on my channel. This was in my best beauty for the year. It's just the ideal bold, wait, is this Glossier Shift? Well, I'm blind. This is Lane, which is a neutral mauve shade. I'm not gonna say the reason for the season is Glossier Shift again. But anyway, dark red lip, really nice. May end up going with this look, may try putting it on. I do have a lip mask on right now. I didn't wear any makeup or anything to work today. I just wore a sunscreen. So I did apply a fresh layer of Verdant Force Field Phytosurgeons before I came on screen. Laminated my brows with the Refi brow gel. They're already falling because there's no brow thing on the market that doesn't fall. I'm over it. I'm so over it. Like, they just won't stick to my face and I don't really know why. Because this thing's supposed to be ironclad, but it is really not doing it for me. Start with the eyes because I do want to use a special, or not a special shade, one of the Blitz Nirvanas or whatever this formula is called now in the motherships. I do want to start smoky though, so I do think, as I have talked about recently, I've been really into, when I'm doing a dramatic look, going in with an eyeliner that I can't find right now. Here we go. Going in with my Victoria Beckham eyeliner in black and just doing like almost like a base, not almost, doing a base layer of the satin kajal before applying like the rest of my eyeshadows, and it just gives me a really fun, worn in black, smoky kind of classic vibe, and that's what we're going for at this holiday party. And you know, I know a lot of holiday parties have already happened, but this is controversial. I think part of being hot is being late. I really do. I say, but you should respect others' time, which, like, absolutely, you should respect others' time. But like, I don't know, do hot people show up first to a party? I don't know. Hot people also don't clean their brushes. You know what? Let's really get controversial. Hot people, we can't be bothered. We will not clean our brushes. Because I am gonna wipe the blue I had from the last video on this dirty washcloth. That's how I live my life. And I don't want to hear anything about how I'm gonna get an eye infection or something. Because I am not looking for feedback on this. It's really hard to time. Well, actually, it's not hard. Here's how to time when you get to a party. You don't want to be the first one there, because that's too much responsibility. It's almost like you're entertaining the host. You're like, you know, helping finish setting up, being like, oh, well, this looks great. And then like it feels like you have to greet other people. You probably get a job or something. Like, don't be the first person there. No one wants to be the first person there. And you have to know your friend group. Because there are some friend groups who are, like, I remember my partner, when his friends would throw parties and like he'd be like, you have to be on time. I didn't put my primer down, which I probably should have, but oh well, it's too late now. And I'm like, are your friends on time for things? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I don't know about that. I mean, if it's like an important thing, you have to be on time, but like a party, I mean, a party starting time is like the first bid in an auction. It's not going for that. Like, it's gonna go for something later. And that's how I feel about, like, party start time. So you have to time it. You don't want to be late. Like you don't want to be the third act of the party. That's too late, because then you're missing the main action. Everyone's already going to have references and be like, oh, remember Cole earlier? Gosh, you missed Cole earlier. And even though it sounds silly, missing Cole earlier is going to ultimately result in not as rich of a party experience, right? So I always say 30 minutes late is usually a good time to go in. And also you have to be like, what am I wanting to get out of this? Am I wanting to get in and out? Are there people I don't want to see that I know are coming at a certain time? Et cetera, et cetera. Like, if it's an event I'm really excited to be in and I want to, like, maximize my time there, yeah, like, maybe let's get there 30 minutes early. Or, God, not 30 minutes early. 30 minutes late. Because, like, I'm still probably going to be one of the first people there. But it's worth it because I get to see people I really want to see. If it's an event, like, maybe you're less excited about, or you just know it's going to be a lot and you don't want to be there for that much time, let's think about an hour late, right? Let's think about an hour late. You are sort of surrendering to other people's vibe because you're not sort of in the groundwork of the party now. You're more a mid character, a side character. You're only going to get, like, best supporting actor or actress. You're not getting leading at that point. But sometimes that's good, because sometimes we remember the supporting characters the best. And sometimes we say, wow. And you know, sometimes people will be like, I'm so glad you showed up, because, I mean, I love everyone here, but, like, I'm glad you showed up, you know? And that feels good. That feels good. And, you know, if you're wanting to make an entrance, if you're, like, are doing your makeup if you're doing pretty glam makeup, or maybe you're wearing, like, a really hot outfit, or maybe your aura, maybe your fragrance is really just, like, absolutely giving, you want to be received, right? Like, you don't want to walk in with, like, 3 people there, and they're not, and they're like, wow, you look great, and it's like, right, but, like, 20 people should be telling me that, not 3. Just think about that. Just think about, what are we wanting to get out of the entrance? What are we wanting to get out of the party? And how are we wanting to contribute to the party? All of these are very important. You know, and if it's the type of thing where it's like, we have to start dinner by 8:30, of course you should be there by 8:30. Of course. Have a little drinky before. Have a little fun and cocktail hour. But it just really can ruin the night if it, like, starts at 8 and you're like, oh, I'll get there 5 minutes early. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm actually not going to a holiday party tonight. I've been to, like, a couple this year. But I'm going to a very private screening. And by private screening, I mean I'm hanging out with a couple people from work to watch the Eras Tour movie. Now, I have a video on my Eras Tour experience if you're interested at all. It is from earlier this year when I don't think I was as good at this, but I think it's still a good video to watch if you want to hear about my experience and want to hear what I think about the show. I'm excited to go watch it. I did not go see the movie in theaters, honestly, because I didn't feel like seeing it with other people. I saw those videos of people dancing in the theater, like going to the front of the theater. And if that's your gig, if you enjoy that, that's great. My nightmare. Because I would feel like I just want to sit there and enjoy it. Like, maybe I want to dance with my friends, but really I just want to, like, sit there and enjoy it. And I feel like I'd feel pressured to be like there's this weird performance that you have to do when you're a Swiftie in some spaces. Like, gosh, the whole TikTokification of everything is really gross. Like, how if someone posts a video from a concert and everyone isn't losing it, like, people will be like, they didn't deserve that performance. That audience didn't deserve it. And it's like, I'm not performing. I don't need to, like, violently shake and wail while if an artist sings a song that I like. I'm gonna enjoy it. Why? Like, I'm not performing. I'm experiencing. And it's so odd how it's now become this weird, I'm gonna say, Gen Z competition to be, like, the most wackadoodle in a crowd during a concert. It's very weird to me. And I maybe sound old saying all of that, but I just don't think it's a competition. I mean, just, like, be respectful and don't throw things at people, for God's sake. No, I really sound like a boomer. All right, I'm gonna go in with the darkest shade in this palette which is this pinky plum color. And I'm just gonna, I think, blend out the liner more and kind of give myself like a little bit of a pink wing. Just as the base, I'll maybe go in and intensify later. Oh, this is my first time dipping into this palette. Wow. This is truly a palette that I never thought I would own. And I do think having a bit of wing or definition is a surefire way to enhance your hotness. Like, everyone loves a wing. It's just sexy on pretty much everyone. I know on some eye shapes it can be challenging. But also, if you really love a look, and you've always wanted to love that look, but for some reason TikTok or social media has told you, like, if you have blank, you can't do this. Like, if you really love the color orange, but it doesn't look good with your undertones, but, like, you really want to wear orange, just wear orange, you know? Like, these rules are made to be broken, and, like, color theory's fun. Like, being really intentional about what works with your features with makeup can be fun, or can really help with application. All of these things can be good, but, like, don't let them stop you from, like, doing what you actually want to do. Like, I hate those videos that are like, if you have blank, you shouldn't be doing this. It's like, well, like, but what if you want to? Like, who cares? Who cares? Like, ugh. I feel like constantly screaming at people, who cares? Like, because truly, who cares if you want to do something that doesn't harm anyone else and just enhances your aesthetic and your euphoria and being who you want to be? Do it. Like, I feel like sometimes it happens with, like, trans stuff, where, like, I'll be on, like, forums, or I'll just be reading things, and it's like, make sure if you're a trans woman not to enhance how broad your shoulders are. And I'm like, I love my broad shoulders. And also, like, what am I hiding? I'm trans. I'm trans, and I'm proud to be trans. And I know, like, passing can be, I cannot stop talking about this, but I know passing can be it's a currency, certainly, in trans culture, and it can certainly lead to feeling more safe and all of these things. But also, like, I'm not trying to run away from being trans. Like, I like being trans. Like, there's a certain level of freedom that I feel when I'm, as being trans. So, like, I'm certainly not trying to hide that. And there's things I love about my body that aren't traditionally feminine that, hell, I want to enhance. Like, I think my shoulders are sexy. Like, that's not something I'm going to hide. And if I think something's cute, and maybe it emphasizes some part of my body that's more physically associated with being a cisgender male, like, I don't care. Like, I don't know. Now I'm just ranting. Okay. I went, like, a bit bigger with my wings than I thought I was going to, but that's fine. I really like this color. This color's nice. I quite enjoy Pat McGrath mattes. I know some people don't, but they're not as easy to work with as Viseart mattes, and they're not as malleable, but they're very pigmented, and they, like, if you work with them and, like, know going in what you're gonna get, they work fabulously, especially if you need something with high pigment. Like, the other day I wore one of the Ready Brown shades, or the Ready Brown matte in Midnight Sun, and some matte shades like that don't work as great, like, on my lid one and done shades, but Pat McGrath's formula is really, if you want a matte to be the exact color it is in the pan and be fully pigmented, I feel like Pat McGrath's matte formula is, like, one of the best for that, which I really appreciate. Alright. Those aren't, like, even yet at all, but, like, we still have a lot to do, and I can clean them up with, like, concealer or micellar water at the end to make them more even. Just like I said earlier about the starting time of a party being the first bid, the first go at doing your wings, and this took me a while to learn, the first go at doing your wings is, like, the first bid in an auction, because you're gonna you can come back and you can clean them up. You can micellar water the outside and only keep what's on your actual lash line. You can use concealer and make them sharp. Like, there's so many things you can do. And I feel like when I first got into makeup, if I didn't nail my wings the first time I applied either powder, liner, or whatever, I was like, oh god, my wings are going to be terrible for this day. And it's like, no, you can take them off, you can play with them, you can adjust them. the options, they do end, but there are a good amount of options. All right, I like where this is going. I'm actually seeing Becca tonight, who gave me this palette, so I kind of want to do like a full look with this palette for her. Oh, there's like this bronzy shade here. This sort of like a neutral, almost like a rosy mauve gold bronze. I'm gonna swatch that. Oh, ooh, that's very pretty. These lights are really blinding me right now. That's a very pretty color. Do I want to wear that though? I don't think I want to wear that today, but I do want to wear that some other time. I'm going to swatch all of these just so I know what I'm working with. Or maybe not all of them. Ooh. There are 3 of those Blitz Astral shades, I think. Those are all very pretty. I almost am surprising myself, and I feel like I may want to go in with the goldy one, but this is the one I was thinking I would do. I think this one is maybe the one I'll end up doing. I thought that was going to be the one I'd be into, and it's like this more, almost like neutral ballet pink. It's a little bit darker of a shade than I was expecting. It has a darker base, but it looks really pretty. I think I'm going to do that all over my lid. Yeah. Because, one key to being hot at a party and to get attention on yourself at a party is to wear a really sparkly, glittery eyeshadow. Like, that just demands attention. And with all, like, the darkness and, like, the sexy lighting that's hopefully going to be there, it's just really going to bring all the good attention to you, and it's going to make the compliments rain in, because people love glitter. People love glitter. Even people who are like, I don't like glitter, they love glitter. They just don't know it. They just don't realize it. Interesting. That's definitely a different, I mean, obviously I know this, but definitely a different formula than what I'm used to for the shades that are usually in the right quadrant of a mothership. It's got that sheerness, but it does feel like there isn't as much fallout, honestly. I don't know. That's interesting. That's interesting. I don't know if I like it as much, but I also still need to try it and give it a chance, so we shall see. I'll definitely try to report back. I feel like I wish it didn't have as much base pigment. Maybe that's the problem. I'm used to them not having as much base pigment, but this one feels like it has more. But it is really, I mean, it's obvious. It's really pretty. Like, it's a gorgeous shade. The sparkles are very multifaceted, a lot of different shades going on. It looks really pretty. And I do think this is like kind of like a nice take on holiday, because it's not just like neutral or reds. Like, it's this really romantic kind of holiday pink, which I think is cute. I do want to add a matte to the outer corner. I think I'm going to go in with this mid-tone in the bottom center row. Okay, calm down. Yeah, that's gonna ground that just a little bit. I didn't do a transition shade or anything. Although I guess this may turn into a transition shade. I maybe should have. My mind was like I should put down like a really light Viseart shade in the crease just to make sure there's something to blend into and to have as a background, which I maybe should have done. But it's okay. Let's just hopefully blend this out. And again, I didn't use any eye primer, which I probably should have, but oh well. I also kind of want to make that top of that wing like blend in, just like not all the way, but just a little bit more than it is right now. I think I am gonna go in with Viseart Neutral Matte, which has some shades missing. If you haven't seen my last video about designing my custom Alanis Morissette inspired palette, which was a collab with my dear friend Ivy from Face Forward, please go watch. It is such a fun video, such a special video. I cry in mine. Really fun and quite rewarding. It was definitely a passion project for both of us. And if you haven't, I think, even if you don't like Alanis Morissette or know of Alanis Morissette, I think if you enjoy hearing me talk and if you enjoy hearing Ivy talk and discussing colors and how things make us feel, those are good videos to watch. Okay, I want to intensify the glitter. I kind of want to go in with... I think I'm going to go in with this one that's on top of the one I went in with. See what that does. That one feels a lot more intense. I feel like that one has like a more concentrated glitter in it. Yeah. Yeah. That one I kind of like more. I feel like the other one, there was just something missing from it. It didn't have enough glitter. The base pigment was like weirdly strong, but the glitter was really almost like separated in the shadow. This kind of reminds me more of what I expect from a Pat McGrath special shade. That's gorgeous. That is undeniably gorgeous. I'm pretty happy with where we are. I think I'm going to intensify. I'm going to go back in with a little bit of the Victoria Beckham eyeliner on top, closer to my lash line, just to add even more depth and smoke. I'm going to lightly go back over that liner and just not blend it all the way out, but diffuse it a little bit with that brush I was using for the plummy shade. That is certainly smoky, which I really like. I'm gonna clean up with my cellar water just a little bit, and then we will move on with our lives to complexion. They're a little bit more cleaned up now. Again, we'll probably go back and do just a little bit more with the eyes, tightline, all that. Let's do complexion now. I don't like going too full coverage for parties. One, you're gonna be in low light, so you don't need to cover up everything. And it's really easy for makeup to get cakey and just look really heavy in those settings. So I like to, maybe I want like a medium coverage, but in a sort of party event setting, I know a lot of people go more full coverage. I always go a step down from what I want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take Glossier foundation, just do one small pump because this is pretty concentrated. And then I'm actually gonna mix it and diffuse it. One, because the color is a little dark for me right now. And I don't, when I've applied it on camera, which I have done recently, it just is a little too dark, a little too peachy golden for, especially like my chin area right now. So I'm gonna mix it with the Rare Beauty primer, the glowy one. Just mix it on a palette that may be a little dirty, don't judge me. Don't judge me. And I've really been loving this combo because it does kind of tone down the coverage of the Glossier and makes it more of a light medium. Makes it a better shade match for me right now with my paler skin. And it just is like covers what I want to, but also looks really effortless and skin-like. Almost like an enhanced skin tint. And my preference is I have drier skin. And my preference is dewy. I like dewy. Even for events, I know some people are like, go matte for events, for photos, whatever. I will always prefer dewy. I will always prefer dewy. One, because my skin drinks up any moisture or glowiness lately. So I like to overdo it on the dew because I know it's going to look a little bit drier than when I first, or my skin's just going to appear a little bit drier, a little bit more matte than when I first apply. And also, I don't know, I just prefer it. I just prefer the look. I prefer people being like, you're dewy, you look really glowy. That's just what I prefer for my makeup. And, you know, hot people can wear matte or glowy makeup. I suppose I'll give us all that. You can wear matte makeup if you want to be hot. I'm actually getting go in already. with copious amounts of setting spray. Just gonna use the Morphe one because that's one I have. This is something I usually do at the end when all my makeup's applied. But if I notice my skin's looking a little bit dry during this step of applying base makeup, I just go ahead and correct for it and apply a lot of setting spray. And at the end, I'll apply even more. Girls who get it, you get it. I think I'm just gonna use my Tower 28 just under my eyes. I don't really want to add any more coverage around my face because when my skin looks like this, adding more always just makes it look worse. So I'm just gonna do a little bit under my eyes. I always blend concealer out with the brush. I don't like the sensorial feeling usually of applying liquid makeup with my hands. Sometimes I'll be okay with it, usually not. I also just don't like to get my hand or finger dirty. And I really like a sponge for overall complexion makeup, like a foundation or whatever. I really do not think a sponge does a good job of applying concealer. It like spreads it out too far or it just makes it lose all its coverage. And I like to use a really small amount because I've just found I don't really need a lot lately. And even the amount I've applied is like feels like a lot. Now we're gonna get in cosmetics Terra, not a brand I support anymore, but that's all that's left. Like it's basically almost done. I'm so excited to actually finish this, to be done with it. I use this as like a cream bronzer, bring shape back to my face, especially when I'm wearing a little bit more coverage like I am right now. I want to go in with this milk blush. I am so excited. Colin, I love you for getting this for me. This is the Milk Makeup Stick Blush in Quickie. Twist off. Oh, is that supposed to happen? People have had trouble with these little caps, but that went okay. Should we swatch her? Yeah. I don't think I want to go directly on my face with the stick. Maybe I'll pick it up with this e.l.f. stippling brush. How many of these... Raise your hand if you bought this brush, this e.l.f. airbrush stipple. Yes, because of Samantha Ravindal. I swear, e.l.f. This... Oh, should I like pay attention to me applying this blush instead of telling a story about Samantha Ravindal? Am I a bad YouTuber? Oh my god, why is there hair on my face? Okay. You also have to be dramatic if you're hot. That is a requirement. You have to be dramatic. See, I'm just picking it. Do these have like a tropical scent or like a fruity scent? What's going on there? Interesting. All right. This looks gorgeous. This looks really, really pretty. It's exactly, I think, what I was looking for. It's just so thin and berry and bitten. And so far I've never actually tried a milk blush stick. I feel like this is a pretty classic product, but I've only tried the bronzer stick and mine like came broken, so I didn't use it that much before I got rid of it. Okay, my hair is everywhere. Okay, I should probably stop. I keep doing this, but I think it's just getting to be a little bit much, which is fine. And then, should I blend that out a little? Probably. I'm gonna go over it with the sponge. Oh, what I was saying. Samantha Ravindal, like, this brush would have flopped without her. Because I feel like she sold 1 million of these brushes. Like, she makes the case for affiliate links because, like, it would have been a crime if Sam had not gotten commission from this brush. Because I feel like everyone has it because she found it and loved it. Which is funny because she's not a drugstore girly. Okay, I'm liking the way that's looking. I feel like my skin just looks dry, so it looks dry. Or it just looks like it's going on top of, like, dry skin. I don't know. I don't think it's the blush's fault. I'm going to switch the brush I'm using. I'm going to use this Real Techniques one, though. That might be better at pressing it instead of, like, interfering with whatever's underneath. This has a scent. It's like a orange. It smells orange. Does this smell orange to anyone else? Yeah, it smells positively citrus. Interesting. I do love coming into a party with a lot of blush. I think that's pretty correlated with being hot. is wearing too much blush. But I think it really actually goes with this eye look. This is a very femme holiday look. I like it. I'm gonna put a little bit on my lips, just to have it on there. I do not like that color on my lips, I'm gonna be so honest. I'd much prefer that blended out on my cheeks than on my lips. Okay. That's very nice. And even though it's pretty dark in the tube, I think you could build it up to get something more like this blackberry, but it is pretty sheer, obviously, for a lighter skin tone. So that is good to know. I quite like it. I think I look really pretty with it on. I'm also really excited to wear this just with no eye look, with no eyeshadow, just like mascara and like a skin tint in this. It's gonna look so pretty and femme. I think I'm gonna use some of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter for highlighter. Sometimes I do this under. Maybe I should have done it under today to kind of enhance the glow. Sometimes I even like to do it under blush to make the blush kind of look like it's dewier from within. But we didn't do that today, which is fine. But I do think having a pretty intense highlighter is really important in the journey of being hot. I think being at least glowy on your cheekbones is some of the most important work we do as hot people. Oh, one thing I really want to make clear. One of really the only requirements of being hot is not diffusing compliments. We as a society must stop diffusing compliments. And it's something I even have to actively do for sure. For example, somebody at work tells me, and actually this happened at work. I remember somebody was like, I really like your jewelry. Or no, I like your belt. Like they told me when I was at register, I really like your belt. And the belt they were complimenting is like a really old cheap one that was like frayed. And I was like, really? It's like super frayed. And I remember this lovely individual just looked me right in my eye and said, just take the compliment. And I was like, yeah, take the compliment. Like so often, like if people compliment my makeup, I'm like, oh, well, it was bad yesterday, or your wings look really good. Oh, really? It took me forever because they were uneven at first. Stop diffusing compliments. When you walk into this holiday party, event, soiree, whatever, even if you don't want to be there, and somebody's like, I love your blank. Don't go, oh really? It's $5 from Walmart. Oh really? I don't like it. Oh really? It'd look better if I was a little thinner. Like, no. You look them in the eye and you say, thank you. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Or I'm really happy with how I look tonight. And maybe compliment them back. So it's part of the negative self-talk thing. And it's just like, I mean, I think we do it because I think society, especially with femme people, teaches that you shouldn't be overly confident. You should always be demure and be like, oh no, not me, not I, me. The confidence is bad. Confidence is not bad. Confidence is great. To the point where I used to like, if somebody was very like, oh yes, thank you, I'm so happy with how it came out, I would have been like, bitch. Or like, you must be really full of yourself. No. I mean, there are people who are obnoxiously full of themselves, but some people are just confident. Some people are just confident, which is great. I'm telling you, the next time someone gives you a compliment, even if it's at a holiday event, a coffee shop, a bar, anything. I mean, if it's a creepy man run. But anybody else besides a creepy man gives you a compliment, say thank you. Yeah. Yeah, and again, that's something I have to work on, even as a certified hot person, even as a organic, grass-fed hot person. It's something I have to work on. We all have flaws. Well, I don't, but some people do. Anyway. All right, where do we want to go from here? I think, I will say, as much as I love being dewy, as much as I love the dewy, chill life, I think layering cheek products and layering creams with powder is really key to this type of look, to this type of glam look. It adds dimensionality, makes it last longer throughout the night, because cheek products, if you only wear creams, often fade pretty quickly. And it's just a good investment in your night, in my opinion. So I am going to go in with my Gucci bronzer, so the lightest shade, and layer that over the bronzer just to intensify and also make sure, kind of locking in everything I've done. I also am going to go in with Pat McGrath Flirtatious This to me is almost like a pressed blush translucent powder on me. I don't think it's gonna radically change the color of my blush so much, but it is just gonna make everything look a little bit more blurred, a little bit more perfected. It's gonna help the blush stick around for longer, and it's just gonna make everything look better. And a little bit more glam. I feel like powder products are really great for glam, as much as I love a cream. I will say one thing, if you are having trouble picturing yourself hot at this party, I always like to make sure I'm walking in with a state. Well, first of all, I always like to push my powder brush into my hair. But after that, I always like to walk in with a statement piece on me. And oftentimes for me, my statement piece is my makeup, and everything else is, you know, I don't do anything crazy with my hair. It's pretty short. The outfit may not be like super, I mean, and also you can just be like full volume up on everything. I do that often too. But if I am struggling, I just am like, I'm going to go really all out with my makeup. I'm going to be really, really glam. And I'm going to like use that as a centerpiece for everything else. And so it's easy for people to compliment me because my makeup will be standing out. Which sounds, again, kind of cocky, but it's not. It's just confident. And I know if I do a really good job on my eyeshadow, if I do a really gorgeous dewy base, I'm gonna get compliments. People are gonna make me feel comfortable at the function, and that's all we want. So I just set my under eyes. That's looking pretty good, actually. And I'm gonna do some finishing touches, as I like to call them. I like to do like phase 1 of my eye look, do my base, and then do a little bit more. So I'm gonna first tightline, I think. I think I'm just gonna do my upper waterline. Tightlining is pretty key to being hot. It kind of irritates my eyes sometimes. But like I said, in my best of the year, the Victoria Beckham is probably the best one I've done for it. It doesn't last as long as some of the other ones I've tried because it's not as stiff, but it irritates my eyes less than other ones. And it does automatically transfer down. It does automatically transfer down, which can be nice because it means I don't have to go back in to my lower lash line and my waterline and do it, but it will absolutely transfer down, which again, is fine. If I'm committing to upper lash line, I'll commit to lower lash line too. I'm gonna blend a little bit of this mid-tone pink on my lower lash line. I really love this eye look. I mean, again, these would never be the tones I would buy in a Pat McGrath formula. Gosh, I look pretty. I look really pretty. Do I love pinks now? I don't know. I mean, say what you will. I know a lot of people did not like that Pat McGrath released another uninspired color story in their words, but I love how this is making me feel, and it's just so mauve-y and rosy and pinky, and I know it's stuff we've seen from Pat McGrath before, but sometimes there's a reason that the greatest hits are the greatest hits, you know? Like, it does make me feel really beautiful. Can't lie. And I won't lie. You know why? Hot people don't lie. That's another thing hot people don't do. We do not lie. Alright, I'm gonna go in now with the darkest shade that I used on the outer corner. All right. And then another thing I'm really excited about for this palette is this highlighter shade. I've talked about this before, but I love the highlight shade in Midnight Sun, both as an inner corner and brow bone highlight, but also as a face highlight, and that's why I've hit major pan in it. So I'm excited that this is potentially going to be another Pat McGrath highlighter shade formula that may be like a little bit more pink. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to put that as inner corner, brow bone, and I think I'll probably do it as a face highlight too, because I feel like it. Yay. It's actually not picking up on a brush as well as her usual highlight shades do. Maybe I need natural hair. Let me grab a rougher brush. Yeah, it definitely picks up a little bit more. It feels like a drier formula than I'm used to for her highlight shades. So I'll note that. That's not honestly my favorite. I just don't love the texture as much as I usually do. It just looks kind of dry. I'm going to try it on my face just because I was excited to do that, but I don't know if that's going to go super well, but why not try? Actually, I really like that on my face. It does look a little bit drier, but oh gosh. No, I do love that. And I love that it has like a pinky tone to it. That looks very pretty. That looks really pretty. And I think an aggressive powder highlighter can be a real asset to hot people. I know some people are like, no, glow from within, blah, blah, blah. I love a scene from space. I can tell you're wearing a striped metallic highlight look. I always will. I think it makes you look really hot. I'm going to spray my face down. House boots. Yeah. I need one of those clappity clap 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 friends. That face highlight. Oh, I love that. Okay, maybe I like it more for the face. Although now that I've sprayed my face, I don't know. I think it's nice. It's just like a drier texture than I'm used to. Let me I have things I can swatch it against. I just want to feel the Midnight Sun one. Yeah, the Midnight Sun one is on top there. It's a lot more stark white. It doesn't have that pink pearl in it. The texture feels a lot softer and more creamy. I know some people have said her formulas have diminished with the motherships and that a lot of people noticed some quality maybe downgrades in the newer ones. That's the only place. I mean, obviously the shades or the formulas of the special shades are different and are not baked anymore. I will say this one was not like my favorite. One I used after it though, gorgeous shade that really felt reminiscent of the special shades in my other palettes. And then the mattes worked beautifully, how Pat McGrath mattes always do. This is probably the biggest difference though. The one I'm most surprised by, because these don't surprise me because I knew they weren't the baked formula. This does feel different than her normal highlighting formula or highlighter shade formula. I still feel extraordinarily pretty in this look though. And I feel pretty hot, I have to say. Now, do I want to do... I feel like a red lip may be too much with this look. I kind of want to do I wish I had a really dark chestnut brown lipstick, but I don't. The ones I've been using instead, I have this really dark eyeliner that I've been using as lipstick, or like a lip liner basically. A lip liner is what I mean. And I have e.l.f. Cocoa, but that goes so pink. Where is it? There it is. I think I'm just gonna do this combo actually. I'll do e.l.f. Cocoa and NYX Burnt Sienna. I just don't think Glossier is gonna work out today. Hey. Suddenly, I could not be in a casual sweater anymore. Once I put on this lip, put on some mascara, I'm going to clean up the lip more, actually. Suddenly, I had to be this gorgeous parade, strappy, low-cut black dress. Oh, the blush, the eyes, the lips. I did not expect the lips to pull through so hard. It's all giving. It is all giving. I mean, I'm not even going to a holiday party tonight, but I am the hottest person at the holiday party tonight. Spiritually. And physically. Let's be real. Thank you all so much for watching. I had a lot of fun with this video. I hope you take what I said in... I'm serious. I seriously think you're hot. I seriously think you have everything within... Everything's already within you, is the fun thing. You actually don't need to add anything, lose anything, become anyone else. It's already in you. You're already hot. You're already the best person ever. But, I am just, I am being a fun little, silly little trans girl. So, know that. But I do want to thank y'all for being here. I had a lot of fun filming this. I hope this helped. I know it's not the typical holiday glam, but I feel very holiday, and I enjoy that I'm standing out and, not having done the typicals. As much as I love a red lip, this dark brown lip is really doing it for me. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, give this video a like. It helps me a lot in the wild, wild west of the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you want to see the rest of Clovemas and future uploads. I have a lot more fun gifts for Clovemas. And I already have a list of content I want to do in January. So please subscribe if you did enjoy this, want to see future uploads. Comment below if you have any holiday events left to go to, if you were really feeling yourself in a holiday look, if you have any tips for how to feel hot. I want to hear it all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Bye, y'all.